you can't stay with the narcissist and use pink rock method, gray rock method, and try and uphold boundaries. None of it is going to work. Maybe sometimes we might feel, or we might see an illusion that these things are to an extent working, but let me tell you honestly, on the long run, none of it works, because narcissists are entitled individuals. They really don't care. They'll run over all the boundaries that you have laid out. They will run over you, I mean, because they see you as a carpet rug. So the narcissists are the way they are. Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about the roadmap to healing from narcissistic abuse, all that manipulation, gaslighting, the list goes on. Yeah, a roadmap to healing. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So what is narcissistic abuse? Narcissistic abuse includes a lot of cognitive dissonance, a lot of confusion, a lot of doubt. Yeah. Narcissistic abuse erodes your self-worth and self-esteem. Narcissistic abuse trains you to prioritize the narcissist rather than prioritizing your needs and desires. Narcissistic abuse feels like walking on eggshells. So you are all the time tiptoeing, you are all the time, thinking and guessing, what if I do this and this hurts the narcissist? What if I do this and this hurts my mom, dad, husband, whatever? So narcissistic abuse feels like walking on eggshells. Narcissistic abuse includes a lot of triangulation, gaslighting, and this is because the narcissist doesn't want to become the bad guy or the bad girl. Yeah, they prefer the indirect way. They don't want to be labeled as the bad one. Yeah, remember, in every narcissistic story, a narcissist is either the hero or the victim. Now, who gets to be the villain? Of course, if you call out their bad behavior, if you try and expose them, you will become the villain. So in a narcissistic story, a narcissist is always the hero or the martyr or the victim. Yeah, they are never the villain. Yeah, so I mean, this is a very simple way with the help of which you can somewhat gauge, because these narcissistic individuals will keep projecting them as someone who knows it all, someone who has been through a lot. The world wronged them, the family did not see them. They have some kind of a story where they are the victim, or they are the hero or the martyr. Yeah, they are never the villain, and they don't talk about it. Though the narcissists do a lot of horrible things to their victim, but they don't talk about it. That is something which gets brushed under the carpet. So the narcissist is into blowing his or her trumpets. Yeah, their sad story, their achievement, their struggle, their pain, how people wrong them. Yeah, and this is how the narcissistic story looks like. So how do we heal from such an experience that scars you for life, an experience that keeps you second guessing anything and everything, an experience that erodes your self-esteem and self-worth, an experience that puts you into a doubtful state, whereas in you doubt your own feelings, you doubt your own thoughts and desires. Yeah, you start second guessing anything and everything. You doubt your own self, you doubt the others. This is the effect of narcissistic gaslighting. And this is how a person, a victim, is trapped in a narcissistic relationship. Yeah, and the narcissist doesn't show love and affection the way how healthy individual does. They will withhold love and affection. When you do things their way, then they are going to uh, throw tiny bit of crumbs, which survivors, victims often misunderstand for love. Yeah, those tiny bit of breadcrumbs that they throw is basically to keep you on hook. And we know that a lot of chemical changes happen when you are with a narcissist, or when you are going through a narcissistic relationship, or you are enduring narcissistic abuse. Yeah, your body is flooded with cortisol, and then the narcissist validates or throws tiny bit of crumb. You are relaxed, your body releases oxytocin. So this creates an addictive cycle, this creates an addictive pattern, and you are hooked onto it. You keep waiting for that treat. Yeah, just the way how we train our cats and dogs, giving them tiny bit of treats. Narcissists also treat their victims the same way, whether it's their spouse, whether it's their children, whether it's their friends, whatever the setup is. So the narcissist views their victim supply source as someone who's there to do their bidding and nothing else. They shouldn't have a personal life, they shouldn't have anything of their own. They should be devoted and dedicated to the narcissist. They should keep on inflating the narcissist's ego, they should keep on obeying, they should keep on praising, they should keep on validating, they should keep on admiring the narcissist. That's it. Yeah, in a way, the narcissist expects their victims' supply sources to babysit them. Yeah. And I mean, this is pretty much how these narcissistic relationships are. The victims, are there to serve the narcissist, and the narcissist is, the master in the relationship. The narcissist gets to express all kinds of emotion, whether it is anger, happiness, whatever it is, but the victims are not allowed to express all of that. Yeah. And the victims are trained to shapeshift. Yeah, so as it is, the entire environment around, I mean, when you are in a narcissistic relationship, is like walking on eggshells. You really don't know what causes the narcissistic injury, and then they are going to lash out and come at you and do a number at you. You really want to avoid that, and you are all the time tiptoeing. You are all the time thinking 10,000 times before saying something or before doing something. So, we know how life is when you are with a narcissist. Narcissists, train their victim to prioritize them rather than themselves. Yeah. And they do this by guilt tripping the victim, shaming the victim for having needs and desires. They will belittle and shame the victim for their needs and desires. Oh, you want this? I mean, have you got any idea what I have gone through to do this for you, to get you this, and now you want this? So, if a victim has some kind of need, they are invalidated, minimized, gaslit in return, guilt tripped, shamed for having needs. And this keeps happening on a regular basis. So the victim gradually, begins to believe that it's not okay to express one's needs and desires. It's better that I look into and take care of the narcissist's needs and desires and put mine aside, because if I prioritize my needs and desires, I would be labeled as selfish, I would be labeled as mean and difficult, and all that love and affection will vanish in thin air. So, I really don't want that. So let me just comply and be a devoted, dedicated slave to my master, the narcissist. So this is what, narcissistic abuse looks like. Now, what is, the path to healing, from narcissistic abuse, and trusting yourself again, gathering all that lost self-esteem, self-worth, bringing all of it together, and resurrecting yourself again in a new way, working on yourself, strengthening yourself. There is a lot of conflict that happens even if you come out of narcissistic relationship, or if you go no contact. It's not like you leave the narcissist and everything is fine. It takes time. All that mistreatment, all that invalidation, all that gaslighting takes really long time to overcome and recover from. And that is the reason why we suggest therapy and sessions to, all these survivors and victims of narcissistic abuse. Yeah, because it helps. Yeah, it's very cathartic. It, helps you release all that, emotions that is there inside of you. You feel a little relaxed, you feel unstuck, you feel seen and heard, you feel validated, you are validated, your pain is validated, your suffering is validated. So, therapy, all of those sessions are important. But apart from that, I also include, some of these somatic exercises that I have, found, and I have used it on my own self. And, now I suggest my clients as well. And trust me, it's really helpful to release that stored trauma, yeah, from your body, because body keeps a score. Body records everything. Yeah, so it's not just counseling or talking that is essential. You need to release those stored trauma from your body as well. Yeah, like your lower back, from your shoulder, it gets stored in these two areas as well. Plus, in the past, we have talked about the different kind of diseases and problems that you will have or you will suffer from if you are in a narcissistic relationship, or if you have endured narcissistic abuse: obesity, irritable bowel syndrome, um, a lot of things, migraine, palpitations, um, diabetes, insulin resistance, a lot of things, cardiovascular disease, a lot of things. Trust me, the more you read, the more you do research, you'll get to see, amazing work by amazing people, in this field. And, they are able to tell you that a lot of, disease, I mean, the root of a lot of disease is, narcissistic abuse, negligence, childhood trauma. I mean, it's another topic of discussion. But yes, in today's time, we know that narcissistic abuse. I mean, if you endure or if you experience narcissistic abuse, it pans out in a lot of different ways: health problems, yeah, challenges, making decisions, self-esteem, self-worth, the way how you perform, the way how you look at things, your perception is distorted. It affects in a lot of ways. So the path to healing from narcissistic abuse, the first one is to know what narcissistic abuse looks like, to know what narcissistic personality disorder is, to know what narcissism is all about. Yeah, first step is that. Second step is to validate what you have gone through and not gaslight yourself. So what, he did this, but he does this for me. Don't do that. Yeah, see things the way it is. Write down all the good things they have done for you, write down all the bad things they have done for you. Sometimes you will see, that the good is also quite a lot in number, but the bad stuff is also there. Yeah, so don't confuse yourself. Narcissists have a habit of masking, their evil deeds. Narcissists have a habit of, shape shifting. Narcissists don't want to be seen as the bad one. So they will insinuate things, they will compel you to do things, and then they'll do a number on you, and then they will guilt trip you, shame you. Yeah, so narcissistic abuse is not just swearing. Narcissistic abuse is not just manipulation. It's, way more than that. In general, you feel miserable when you are with narcissists. You feel drained out, you feel exhausted, you experience burnout. Yeah, you feel fatigued, no matter how many supplements you take, no matter how many times you go to the gym, how many steps you walk in a day. But at the end, when you communicate with the narcissist or when you interact with the narcissist, it's a very draining experience, yeah, because they are at a different frequency. They are, thinking absolutely in an opposite way. They are on a different frequency altogether. It's all about them. They have made up things in their mind and they want to stick to it. There is no room for change. Changes for the inferior, the weak, and the flawed ones. They are perfect. So, narcissistic individuals, uh, I mean, to be around narcissistic individual is also exhausting and draining. So, first is understanding what narcissistic abuse looks like, who these narcissists are. Second thing is, writing down your experience, yeah, and don't get carried away with the tiny bit of superficial good things that the narcissist does for you, yeah. So write down your bad experiences, your negative experiences. Write down the times and events where you were made to feel a little better, and what did you do, and then the narcissist made you feel better. Do analyze that, do observe that. Narcissist did not make you feel better out of nowhere. They only made you feel a little better if you would have complied to them, if you would have done something which they wanted out of you. Otherwise the narcissist is not going to make you feel good. The love bombing phase, yes, they do a lot of things. They mimic, and they'll become a clone. Yeah, they'll become a clone. They'll become just like you, and that is basically to trap you. They'll start mirroring anything and everything. They will like the things that you like. They will do the things that you enjoy, and that's how they trap you. So journaling is very essential. Write down all of your negative experiences and don't keep gaslighting yourself, yeah. 10 of the negative experiences if you have written, don't gaslight yourself to invalidate those 10 negative experiences that you experienced by being with the narcissist, with one of the good things that the narcissist did for you. Don't do that, yeah, because the narcissist is not going to be a rude and a bad person throughout the relationship. Yeah, they keep shape shifting. When they fear being exposed, they'll become good automatically. When they are being called out for their bad behavior, yeah, they will push all of that responsibility and accountability onto someone else. Well, I never wanted to do this. If you felt it this way, I mean, I can't help it, but I did this because she told me to do this, yeah. So they throw the ball into someone else's court. So we need to observe how we felt in a narcissistic relationship. Write down the negative things, write down the tiny bit of superficial positive things that you experience, write down the positive things that you experience after complying to the narcissist, yeah. Sometimes we often forget to observe that, and that's one of the most important things to consider, yeah, because the narcissist is going to make you feel good uh, when you comply to them, when you do things their way. Otherwise, they are going to withhold all that love and affection, silent treatment, passive aggressive behavior. I mean, all kinds of bad stuff they are going to do. So, I mean, record and observe all of that. Yeah. The next is, if you are strong enough, leave the narcissist. There is nothing out there that can help you survive a narcissistic relationship, yeah. The narcissists are the way they are, and at some point you will have to let go. But if you have some collateral damage that you see, that you will incur if you leave the narcissist or whatsoever, however the setup is, work on your own self, strengthen yourself financially, and then you will have to make that difficult call. You can't stay with the narcissist and use pink rock method, gray rock method, and try and uphold boundaries. None of it is going to work. Maybe sometimes we might feel, or we might see an illusion that these things are to an extent working, but let me tell you honestly, on the long run, none of it works, because narcissists are entitled individuals. They really don't care. They'll run over all the boundaries that you have laid out. They will run over you, I mean, because they see you as a carpet rug. So the narcissists are the way they are. So nothing works. At some point, you will have to disengage and distance yourself from the narcissist. So at some point, you will have to make the difficult call. At some point, you'll have to take the difficult decision and go no contact. Yeah, emotionally disengage and go no contact with the narcissist, because there is nothing on this planet that can make a narcissistic relationship work out without you being damaged in the entire process. Yeah, because narcissistic individuals are entitled individuals, and they think everything is okay with them, and you are just there to serve them. You are a puppet, a toy, a doormat for them. Yeah. So I mean, at some point you will have to make that difficult call. uh, the other thing that you need to get into is sessions, therapy, speaking to an expert who deals with trauma, who deals with narcissistic abuse. Speak to them, get your experiences validated. Yeah, vent it out, lighten yourself. Yeah, then do the things that they tell you to do, and you have to again start things from scratch. Narcissistic abuse recovery is not easy, that you leave the narcissist and everything is fine and okay and back to square one. No, it takes time. You have to unlearn a lot of things. Yeah, you have to release a lot of things that is stored inside of you. You have to release a lot of things that was embedded, yeah, inside of you. You have to let go of all of that. You have to release that, and you have to learn the right stuff, unlearn the shit and learn the right stuff. So recovery from narcissistic abuse is not just going to therapy and voila, you are just healed and transformed. It's painful process, but first step is understanding what narcissism is, narcissistic abuse is. Then you should write it down. I mean, that is what I suggest the people that I work with. It becomes easier, the good experiences, the bad experiences. Yeah, and in most of the cases you will see that the bad experiences are more. Yeah, good experiences are handful, and they are very superficial in nature. Vacation, a handbag, a dinner, a flattery compliment, that's it, nothing deep. Yeah, at a deeper level there is a litany of abuses that you can recall and think of. So do that, work on your own self. I know it's very difficult, but the end is to come out of that relationship. You cannot survive a narcissistic relationship. A lot of people do advocate that you can survive a narcissistic relationship by upholding boundaries, blah blah blah. I think none of it works. Narcissistic individuals are absolutely, I would say, disturbed individuals. Yeah, they have extreme sense of entitlement. I'm perfect, I know it all, and I don't need to change. You have to change, you have to comply, or else you will experience my wrath and rage. So I mean, at some point you'll have to end that relationship, to be really honest. But before that, you will have to gain back your strength, understand what you're dealing with, validate yourself. Yeah, keep a record of the good experience and the bad experience. Work on yourself, and try and be more independent. In financial respect, yes, become more financially independent, because the narcissist wants you to be dependent on them. Yeah, be more financially independent. Try and uh, become a part of a group that hears you, that validates you, or someone who've gone through the same thing or somewhat similar things. So yeah, I mean, make good friends, make healthy connections, and when the time is right, then distance yourself and reduce the contact as well. Yeah, because till the time you give them access to your life, they are going to keep on, spewing venom. They are going to keep on tormenting you. Yeah, gray rock, pink rock, blue rock, rainbow rock, none of it works. Yeah, theoretically, I mean, like, people might say that this is going to do this, that is going to do this, but trust me, a narcissist survives on feedback. That feedback can be negative or positive. So if you fight with them, or if you argue with them, or if you reply them, that is also feedback. Yeah, they survive on feedback. They don't care if it is a negative feedback or a positive feedback. So you can really not starve the narcissist. Yeah, they survive on any kind of attention, whether it is negative or positive. They survive on any kind of feedback, negative or positive. That hardly matters. Yeah, they want you to be in mud with them, and they'll do a lot of things to insinuate you. Yeah, so there is I mean, according to me, there is no way you can survive a narcissistic relationship. At some point you'll have to say goodbye to them and move on with your life. Yeah, you will have to be a little selfish, and you'll have to learn to prioritize your own self. You won't become martyr by surviving a narcissistic relationship. Please understand that. You will just be damaging yourself. You'll be ruining yourself on various levels: psychological, physical, mental. On a lot of levels you'll be ruining yourself. Financial, you will not be gaining anything. Yeah, so I mean, follow this path, and I'm sure, I mean, if I can do, I mean, a lot of others can do. You can do it as well. It's not that difficult. It's just that the more awareness we develop, the more awareness we have, we are able to see things in a better way. Yeah, we don't misunderstand crumbs for love. Yeah, that is what narcissistic abuse awareness does. The more you study, the more you research, the more you learn about NPD, you get to understand, and you are able to differentiate. Yeah, uh, breadcrumbs from love. Every time you know took their bait, every time you felt good with that crumb, after having all that awareness, you get to realize you felt good for a crumb. That was not real love. Yeah, so a lot of things change when you read, when you study, when you explore. So yes, I mean, keep exploring, keep learning. And the path to recovery is not easy. It takes years and years and years. It takes a real long time. It's not that you just leave the narcissist and boom, your new life starts the next day. It's not that easy. You have to do a lot of inner work. Yeah, you have to unlearn a lot of things. You have to stop prioritizing others. You have to stop pleasing others. Yeah, in order to feel safe in the relationship, you will have to stop shape shifting so that you are accepted. You will have to unlearn a lot of things. You will have to learn the healthy stuff. Yeah, that you should be accepted for who you are. You and your needs and desires has to be prioritized rather than others' needs and desires. Having needs and desire is not being selfish. So a lot of unlearning is there. Then relearning and reparenting is there, and then you are able to patch yourself and fix yourself. It's not easy. It's very painful. It's uh, quite a roller coaster ride. I mean, the healing process. So it's not easy that you do 4 5 sessions, you do some somatic exercise, you write down some affirmation, you hear some affirmation, and you have your own new group of friends. I mean, and you are changed and transformed. No, it takes time. Yeah, it takes time. um, you know um, Being raised by a narcissistic parent or being in a narcissistic relationship, both take time to heal and recover. Yeah, it's not easy, because you have to reparent yourself. You have to teach yourself the right stuff. How would you teach yourself right stuff? Only if you know what wrong stuffs you have experienced and gone through. Yeah, only then you will be able to teach yourself right stuff. If you are trapped in the spiral of cognitive dissonance, how would you be able to reparent yourself? Yeah, you would just keep going back to the narcissist, thinking and hoping that things will change. He's going to change, she's going to change. They don't change, they remain the way they are. Yeah, so the roadmap to healing from narcissistic abuse is tedious, it's painful, and it's not a matter of day, months, and years. I have seen people uh, coming to me, I mean, like from quite some time, and they still encounters some kind of emotional hurdle at some point. Yeah, so it takes time, it's not impossible, it takes time, and you have to do it yourself. That's it. No one else is going to come and aid you. No one else is going to come and take you out, because when you are with a narcissist, you will be surrounded by their ecosystem, and they will keep you trapped, saying things like, after all, he pays your bills, so you should be okay. So what if he said this? So what if she said this? She's your mother. So what if he did this? He's your father. All of that gaslighting is basically to keep you trapped. So you will have to distance yourself from the narcissists and their flying monkeys and enablers. Yeah, you have to distance yourself from that ecosystem altogether. And only then you can have some time, some sanity, and you can, spend some time with your own self, reflect, think, and work on yourself. Otherwise, I mean, till the time keep some kind of communication open, or if you keep some kind of channel open between you and the narcissist, they are going to keep on hoovering, they are going to keep on sending their monkeys to do all sorts of stuff to gaslight you, to make you feel more miserable. Yeah, so no contact means no contact. Yeah, and when you are strong, if it was a family member or if it was your partner or whatever, once you have healed, recovered, and you know how things are, you have this radical acceptance, um, then some of the survivors I have seen that they are able to manage the narcissist a little better. But before that, they had to go no contact, work on themselves, become strong, have this radical acceptance, sink in, that I'm dealing with a narcissist. um, he or she is my mother, father, husband, wife later, but first, that person is a narcissist, that person is not going to change. I need to work on my own self, I need to think about myself, I need to become a little selfish, prioritize my own self. And once everything is okay, I mean, some of the stronger folks, they are able to manage the narcissist then. But in the process of recovery and healing, if you try and establish contact with them, again they are going to manipulate you, again they are going to guilt trip you, again they are going to gaslight you. So yes, no contact is the best remedy. But for some of the survivors, who have more complicated relationship and stuff, going no contact and then working on themselves, and then maybe they can come back and do things the way they want, they please. Yeah, I mean, the victims, I mean the survivors. Yeah, so this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.